Greetings, Macadine family. This is Shabazz. Hoping all is well with you and family. I wanted to talk about tonight a subject that I had dealt with the other day briefly in another subject matter that I was covering, and that is a livery. What is a livery? A livery is a word that is a Macadine word in origin, and a livery is actually a living book of yourself. It's a book where you actually, on a daily basis, you write into. Unlike a diary, as I was saying, diary, in the word diary, you have die in it because it represents the dead past. Someone goes home after a long day and they write in their diary about what happened at work, what happened with their significant other, etc., etc. A livery, on the other hand, a livery is a living book where you're actually in the present. The present is the most powerful place to be in. The present is the realm of all possibility. Of all possibility. You could get into that realm and make things happen, but you have to be present. When you write in your library, you use I am statements like I am great, I am magnificent, or I am doing, I am going, I am becoming. You use these type of words. I am becoming better and better every day in every desired way. I am is the most two powerful words in the human language. When I am precedes any statement, the subconscious mind receives it. Now, when you are writing in your library, it's one thing about writing that is all powerful, and that is writing surpasses or overrides the conscious mind. Whenever you write, whatever you say in the writing, it goes into the subconscious mind as a real fact. And when you use the words like doing and going and becoming, it sets up something inside the mind that psychologists refer to as structural tension. And what this structural tension does is it finds a way, and it tries to create a way to bring what it is that you wrote down into existence or fruition. But I'm going to go even deeper into what a livery means. For those of you who are Bible people, who believe in a God, etc., etc., in your Bible, in the book of Jeremiah, I want to go directly to the chapter on livery that I'm going to quote from. I think that is chapter 17. There we go. There we go. Just had it. But anyway, Jeremiah, according to the Bible, and as far as Bible and Quran and all these religious books are concerned, once again, we are not religious. We don't believe in a God. We actually know that God is a creation of man. It's actually a myth. There's no God greater than you. Chapter 13, livery, life of the party. Jeremiah 30, chapter 30, verse 2 states, write in a book for yourself all the words that I have spoken to you. Now, what this means, it doesn't mean that there's a God talking to this guy. Where it says, write in a book for yourself all the words that I have spoken to you. That I is you, your superconscious self, that once contacted will enable you to write your own personal book. Every man should have his own book. That's why the Jews say that there's three things that every man should do before they depart from this earth. Number one, produce a son. Number two, plant a tree. And write a book. Actually, it's four, because it's also and build a house. So, but writing a book is a thing that in the nature and in the genetic code, every man has a book. We're volumes of books within ourselves. We have volumes of information in us. We just got to learn how to open up the energy and the power that's within us. We all got wisdom. That's why people worship the ancestors, because all of our ancestors are actually inside of us. But you don't get access to the power of your ancestry by worshiping these invisible spooks. No, you get access to that ancestral power by going into yourself via what we teach in the Macadam. Going into yourself, and that's what your library allows you to do. It not only takes you into yourself, but it produces the structural tension that I was talking about, and it also starts the process of creation. It starts the process of creation. It activates the super force that we talk about in the Macadam glossary. It activates that. We don't know how powerful we are. We don't know. I know, and I'm gradually growing into that power personally, but I had to go through my trials and tribulations in order to get the information to you. But write in your library using I am statements. Write in your book every day. It don't have to be a fancy book, but praise yourself, which is another chapter in the Macadam. The power and the need for you to praise yourself. That's part of the particle acceleration process as well. You got to love yourself and praise yourself and write good things about yourself in the present tense, and write things great about yourself that you're going to accomplish in the future. It may sound like a lot right now, because it really is a lot, but I have put it in a condensed form. You can understand how it's broken down to you through this book, so you can access the power that they call God. But that's really your power. You know, God is something that you created. You lent your power to other people. That's all. When you deal with a God and call yourself a child of God, you are diminishing yourself. You are devaluing yourself. No, you are God. You are greater than God. You are God over gods, but you got to be ignited. You got to be jump-started. And I keep talking about particle acceleration because we're made up of atoms. And this man in these religious books is called Adam, but Adam only represents the atom and the fact that we're made of atoms. But atoms are useless unless they have acceleration. They have to have excitation in order to get the best out of it. So that's what we're talking about. A library. Get yourself a library. Talk to yourself. You're not crazy. Engage with yourself. You have the greatest computer in the universes inside of you, begging to be utilized, begging to be tapped into, begging to be told what to do. And because of our inaction and our lack of engagement with those minds that's within us, they have gone to sleep and they're not being of no use. The Macadam will bring all those internal angels and cells and glands back to life. Get your copy before it's censored. Peace.